it's Annabelle Beckwith from Yara Journeys here, just giving you one of my beanbag talks. Here I am on my beanbag. Today I'm going to be looking at the Ladder of Inference. Why, I hear you ask? Well, for a couple of reasons. Firstly, it ties in with a blog series that I'm writing at the moment. It does tie in with self-awareness, and also because it's just incredibly important to recognise that when we think something, when we take actions on what's going on in our heads, it may or may not be fact that we're acting upon. So sometimes the ladder of inference, as we go through it, you'll see, may not work to our advantage. It's an important cognitive process to be aware of. So let's have a look at it then. We start at the bottom, of course. There is the pool of available data. Now, what does that mean? Well, basically what it means is something happens. Something happens. Somebody says something, an occurrence takes place. It's factual, there is no emotion in it, it is entirely objective. Something takes place. Now, it might be as simple as, let's imagine, a group of friends. We may well have found ourselves in this situation. There's a group of friends who quite often arrange to go out together, whether it's to the cinema or out for a hill walk or whatever it happens to be. On one occasion, somebody is missed off that email list inviting them to this particular thing. That's the thing that has happened. Now, what then happens is, from that pool of available data, we will select data. Now, you can imagine the individual who's left off the email list could do a number of different things. They might notice that they've been left off the email list and think, oh, I'll just get in touch and say, actually, I'm available on that date, I can come out as well. Or, based on where they are in their own minds, they might think, I've been missed off the list. And that's it. They select a piece of it. I've been missed off the list. And they interpret that data. Now, they might not sit consciously doing it. This happens within, it's like this. It happens within a moment. They will interpret that data. And as I mentioned, it might just be a question of, they've missed me off the list, let me just get in touch. Or it might be, perhaps they don't want me to come. On the basis of that, they will make assumptions. Actually, they've been trying to avoid, the last 2 or 3 times my email hasn't come through, I've not been invited. They will form conclusions on the basis of those assumptions. They're trying to cut me out, aren't they? They're not inviting me to these events because they don't want me to be there. They then adopt beliefs based on those conclusions. Well, they obviously don't like me, they're a bunch of so-and-sos, they're not actually my friends, and then they might take actions based on those beliefs. Right, well that's it, I'm never speaking to them again. Or next time that person sees them, it's like, well, did you enjoy going to the cinema then? Without me? Taking actions based on their beliefs. Now, here's the important factor. The thing that happened here was entirely without emotion. Somebody's name was missed off an email list. Up here, somebody has got emotional about it, potentially, and is thinking, I'm just never going to speak to these people again. Now, it sounds perhaps a bit facile when I explain it like this, but look to your own circumstances and be aware of this ladder of inference. It happens so quickly. We run up this. I've been guilty of it myself too many times to count. Something happens. Somebody says something, an occurrence takes place. Before you know it, you've chosen the information you want, you've interpreted that data, you've made assumptions, conclusions, you've formed beliefs about yourself and about other people or the situation around you, and you take actions based on that belief. Well, here's the thing. Not only do we do this and run up the ladder of inference, we also start to get into a loop here. So we take actions, and it's almost at this point as if we are looking out for things that confirm what we think we know. We're looking for things that confirm what we think we know. You know how it is. Sometimes, if you like somebody, they have really got to do something pretty stupid before you think, well, hang on a minute. Well, that's because we like them, we're taking actions based on beliefs, on long-standing beliefs. We are selecting data from our interactions with that person that confirm what we think we know. Conversely, if there's somebody that we don't like, and they only have to put a toe over the line and look, they've done it again, we will look for things that confirm what we think we know, and we will potentially take actions on those beliefs. Now, as a cognitive process, this is really important to be aware of, because in many situations this will not work in your favour. Not all circumstances, sometimes it can work to your advantage, but in many situations it will not work to your advantage. Something has happened, not to you. Something has been said, and suddenly we find that we're taking actions, and it's not because of the thing that's happened, it's because of something that's going on in our heads. What is going on in your head? What is driving your action? Really, what is driving your action? Be aware of this. Catch yourself in the moment. As soon as you start to feel a little uneasy about something, pause, stop, breathe, think, in that order. Stop, breathe, think, and think, well, hang on a minute, what's the thing that has happened? Is my reaction to it just what's going on in my head, or is it a considered reaction that's appropriate in the moment? The Ladder of Inference.